Many entrepreneurs are not aware of the importance of business planning. Some believe that a business plan is something that is hurriedly put together when the company needs a bank loan or is seeking outside equity capital. Actually, planning is one of the most critical business functions. Success is very difficult to achieve without proper planning. The business plan document you create can actually save your business money in a number of ways. First, it can help you reduce expenses. You might start your budgeting process by building a spreadsheet showing how much you spent in each major category last year, and then have a column next to that for your forecast expenditures for the upcoming year. There are bound to be categories where you can cut costs if you think creatively. Changing vendors is one example of how costs can be cut. We all get in a rut of just paying bills as they come in, without considering whether we are paying more than we need to. Categories such as shipping costs, insurance, travel and entertainment, and bank service charges are all areas where researching alternative vendors can lead to substantial savings. But you have to make the effort to seek out these savings. A rigorous planning process can also help you uncover exciting new revenue opportunities for the coming year. Having a planned meeting with your management team where you brainstorm ideas for new products or services you could offer. Many times we overlook or underestimate a significant asset our company possesses, the skill sets and experience of our managers and employees. Encourage your employees, all of them, from the janitor on up, to contribute ideas that might save the company money or increase revenues, and be sure to reward the employees whose suggestions you use. The planning process also forces you to take a critical look on how your company shapes up versus its competition and how the competitive landscape is changing. Do you know how your products or services are priced versus your major competitors? You should. Do you know how your products and services are perceived by customers versus your competitors' products or services? You won't know unless you take the time to ask them. The planning process also forces you to critically examine your business strategies and determine what worked, what didn't work, and what could be improved in the coming year. This could be an eye-opening, even sobering experience. Continued business success requires an attitude of constantly striving to do everything more efficiently, to improve every aspect of your product or service, offering to keep ahead of your competitors. When it comes to writing a successful business plan, one of the first things that people look is your executive summary. If you're pitching your business plan to venture capitalists, bank, or potential investors, you want to make sure that your executive summary captures their attention and gives them motivation to read on beyond the first page. If your executive summary is not well written, how can you expect investors to be motivated to read the rest of your business plan? We are going to show you how to write an executive summary for your business plan. The first step in how to write an executive summary for a business plan is to understand what the purpose of your executive summary is. The purpose of your executive summary is to quickly and briefly summarize the detailed sections of the business plan the potential investor is about to read. The next step in how to write an executive summary for a business plan is to quickly summarize the goods and services that your new business venture will provide clients. To be clear and concise, because if you cannot quickly write it in a few sentences or less, how do you expect investors to have enough confidence to loan you money? The next step in how to write an executive summary for a business plan is to lay out your prospective customer base. Banks and investors not only want you to know exactly what your business is, that you need to be just as concise when identifying who will be your customers. If you cannot identify who is going to buy your product or services, how can you expect banks and investors to loan you money to sell to somebody you don't even know exists or can properly identify? The next step is to concisely lay out a list of all your business's management personnel. Be sure to include the previous experience of each top-level executive and a brief summary of what they have to offer the new business venture. The next step for a business plan is to summarize the company's objective. In this segment, you should include your projections for sales for the first 3 years of your business and lay out all projected and anticipated business and personnel costs. Give solid reasoning for how you plan to meet your business goals. The final step is to state your mission. Write your mission statement clearly so that it helps potential banks and investors visualize your goals and objectives for your proposed business venture. Your executive summary is essentially the cover letter to your business plan. Its goal is to get the reader to check out your business plan and hopefully to set up a meeting. Think of your executive summary as the halfway point between your elevator pitch and your business plan. You have about 2 pages to communicate your value proposition and get you to the next stop on your startup journey. When writing a business plan, your detailed company description should follow the executive summary. While you touched on the basics in the summary, this section should go into further details of your products or services and your company structure. How to write a company description for your business plan. The company description of your business plan should include company name, the official name of your business as registered in the state where you do business. Type of business structure, sole proprietorship, LLC, partnership, or corporation. Ownership management team. Names of the key people behind the company. Location, where is the company headquartered? Company history. When was the business started? What inspired you to start the business? What does your company fulfill? Mission statement. A clear statement that represents the purpose of your company. Products, services, and target market. A brief overview of what you plan to sell and to whom. Objectives. An outline of what you want to accomplish in the immediate future based on the data in the rest of the business plan as well future growth goals. And vision statement. A statement about how you envision the future of the company. Do not assume that anyone who will be reading your business plan knows anything about your business. You will need to include a number of specific pieces of information that will help the reader to understand exactly how you have set up the business. A good business description will make your work a lot easier as you travel the road to starting your business. When you write a formal plan with the hope of qualifying for a business loan or attracting investors, you need to let them know that you know what you're doing. But aside from all of the paperwork and jumping through the hoops others set up for you, I believe that the most important reason to write an in-depth business description is to understand who your potential customers are. Your business description primarily must meet the expectations that your customers have when they walk through your doors. Get inside their heads. What do they want? If they are looking for something specific, you can bet there is something else related to it that they want as well. Understand them, offer them what they want, and then break it down what will take to provide it. The description of your business should leave the reader with a clear understanding of exactly what you have set up and how you not only served others in the past. However, also how you plan to continue, expand, or change your business in the future. It is therefore important that you use clear language and details that will paint a picture in the mind of the reader, while also inspiring that person to want to know more about your business because of the interests that they have developed during the reading. SWOT analysis has gained tremendous popularity among business owners and top managers. Information obtained through this analysis type helps make smart decisions and choose appropriate strategies. So, what is SWOT? SWOT is an abbreviation for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As you can see, the SWOT consists of 4 factors, which clearly has its own identity and purpose. SWOT is commonly classified as an external and internal factors. For the external factors, it consists of the opportunities and threats, whereas the internal factors are strengths and weaknesses. Where is SWOT being applied? SWOT or SWOT analysis, as it may sometimes be called, can be performed in a variety of application or situation. It can be used as a situation analysis, as an input to a strategic planning process at corporate or company level. It can also apply to evaluate the situations in terms of its capabilities. We use SWOT as a situation analysis tool. When do we perform SWOT analysis? In common practice, SWOT analysis is performed during the strategic planning or business budget session normally done at the end of every financial year. However, to perform a SWOT should not be limited to a yearly affair. You may perform a SWOT analysis where it is needed to help you identify causes of a non-conformance and you needed a new solution or strategy. Who would perform a SWOT analysis? In most cases, leaders of an organization perform a SWOT analysis. However, it should not be limited to this group of people. In fact, anyone who has an interest and trained can perform a SWOT analysis for the situation they are in. I have many situations where heads of department perform SWOT analysis for their own operation issues because they want to develop solutions based on facts. Why do you need to perform a SWOT analysis? As it can be seen by now, data gathering is an essential part of SWOT analysis. Hence, the information collected is likely to be more factual. Any solution derived from SWOT will be more realistic and reliable. How to perform a SWOT analysis? As data collection is one of the key activities in SWOT analysis, it should allow enough time to bring back the data, 1 to 3 months before SWOT analysis session is conducted. Once the data is collected, it should be grouped into 4 factors. This can be done individually or in a team. In summary, with some basic understanding of SWOT analysis, the solution derived from it can be value added to the organization. Again, I want to repeat. First, write strengths. What is going to be helpful? What do you have going for you? Second, write weaknesses. What are some potential problems or flaws in your business or plan? Third, write opportunities. What are some favorable conditions and trends that may help you succeed? And fourth, write all threats. What are negatives that might have an impact on your company? If you are writing a business plan for your business, then you will require business management skills to ensure the success of the business venture. There are many business management skills required to successfully run a business, and some of them include proper planning, organization, troubleshooting, and coordination. These core skills are necessary to make the business a profitable and successful venture. Planning. This is the most important business management skill. All businesses ventures have goals and targets, and the only way to achieve them is through proper planning. A part of planning involves predicting the consequences of taking a particular step or measure. Planning involves careful analysis of information and data, and this analysis helps the person to make effective decisions. Also, problems can be handled efficiently as planning involves troubleshooting and SWOT analysis. Communication. Different situations demand different communication skills. Hence, whether it's negotiation or dealing with a tardy employer, effective communication skills are necessary. Organizing. A business cannot flourish if it is not organized. When a business is organized, optimal use of skills occurs. Hence, it is imperative that a person managing a business has good organizational and coordination skills. This will also help keep the workforce focused on the business goals and allow them to work in a harmonious manner. Financial management. A business venture cannot be successful without proper financial management. Proper management of finances ensures that raw materials can be procured, inventory is not too high, and allocation of funds to use different business needs is undertaken. Good methods of financial management can make all the difference between a business venture being successful and unsuccessful. Inventory. A business should only store inventory that is necessary. If too much inventory is there, it will block the funds, which could have been put to better use. When there is inventory, other expenses increase, like storage, security, and transportation. All these added expenses have an effect on the overall profitability of the business. Ethics. Without proper ethics, it is not possible to run a successful business. In order to survive on a long-term basis, the business should have ethical practices in place. This involves the way business is conducted, how the company handles environmental and other sensitive issues, corporate social responsibility, and how the business handles its workforce. All these factors play a big role in ensuring the success of a business. Hence, business management skills are the new mantra, but have been around for eons. Are you absolutely certain of your company's success? Keeping in consideration the basic volatility and uncertainties of the financial markets, it is unlikely for any entrepreneur to be able to totally insure his/her company against sudden and potentially damaging financial losses. This is where corporate planning comes into the picture. A stable company is one which can ride over all possible upturns and, more importantly, the downswings in the business environment. It is ideal, hence, to hire the services of professional planners who will be well placed to ensure the survival of your company under all circumstances. There are certain basic strategies that are recommended by most advisors while forming the steps for a company's survival. These strategies are typically dynamic and flexible, adaptable to changes according to the prevalent business and economic scenario. A company might face a sudden crisis due to an unforeseen economic meltdown or adverse factors hitting a particular industry. A finance plan for companies should take into all account such factors and help the business to safely tide over such situations. The basic suggestions for company financial advisors make for the survival of your business can be described as follows. Number 1. Diversification of assets. As the old saying goes, it is never wise to put all your eggs in one basket. As the company entrepreneur, you should ensure that overall portfolio of your company is adequately diversified into different sectors. This would make sure that sudden adversities in one business sector would never force your company to go out of business. Number 2. Revving up the total cash reserves. If your company is actually facing liquidity problems, it is likely that your planners would advise you to sell off excess inventory equipment. Additional inventory should also be procured, only up to the minimum necessary levels. This would help your company to cut back an excess expense. The money saved in this way could be used to clear off unpaid bills and other debt items. Number 3. Quality of products. When the economic conditions are not favorable, company financial planners deem it necessary that your business produces a superior quality product compared to rival businesses. The higher quality of your product and/or service would help to maintain the viability of your companies in the eyes of the customers. The higher quality of your product and/or service would help to maintain the viability of your company in the eyes of the customers and help the former to survive business crisis. Number 4. Employment of part-time workers. Corporate financial planning strategies state that it is not advisable to hire a large number of full-time permanent employers if your company is facing a potential survival problem. Instead, more part-time workers who work as freelancers should be hired. These workers, unlike the permanent workers, need not to be paid healthcare benefits and several other business amenities. Hence, a significant amount of the company funds can be saved. Number 5. Using employee opinions and cheaper materials. The suggestions of the planner should be suitably complemented with all useful ideas that the existing employees of the company can come up with. Saving money on the normally used expensive raw materials and switching over to cheaper good quality ingredients also remains an option. Hence, it is certainly not impossible for a company to tide over problematic business situations. Company financial planners, if hired, can help you adopt the correct strategies to ensure the survival of your company. Indeed, efficient planning schemes should always be in place to support a company in all types of economic environments. In order to get your business off the ground as well as keeping it there, you need the cash to do so. Getting this cash can, however, be often a difficult process and will be made more difficult if you have other commitments already, such as mortgage, car, and a family to support. The traditional route of gaining business funding has always revolved around visiting your bank for a bank loan. However, this route isn't always the best to approach. When you are looking for startup business funding, as banks are known to not like providing new, small businesses with money, as your business will have no financial history and you will more likely have no assets in offer to secure the loan, and right funding requirements in your business plan. When starting a new business venture, it is important that you get the startup funding from somewhere that can provide you with what you need and that you will be also able to have a good working relationship with. One thing that you can do in order to get the startup funding that you need is to take a look at your personal finances, your inventory, to find out if you would be able to fund your business yourself. This concept is highly unlikely, but some people actually managed it. You should look at the money being brought in a part-time job, a life insurance policy, and family and friends, as well as any money that you have at your disposal from the credit card. By using personal finances, you in effect become your own boss, which gives you control over your money. If, like many of you, can't afford to use personal finances, you have the option of borrowing money or getting help from an investor. You may want to borrow finance to cover aspects such as day-to-day expenses. The main way that this is done is through a loan. However, as previously mentioned, many banks are reluctant to give a loan to a new business venture. The best way in recent times for a business to gain the finance that is needed is through the use of equity funding. Equity funding is shared capital, which is invested in your business in return for you handing over a share of your business. Whatever business funding you are hoping to use within your business, there are certain questions that you need to ask yourself, such as how much funding you need and for what, how much control you're hoping to retain, and the skills the business needs, how long you need the funds for. Also remember that if you're hoping to get business startup funding from a bank or investor, you will need to address some core points within your business plan, such as what are your funding needs? Are your plans for the business realistic? Is your venture appropriate for the external investment? Whatever business funding you decide on, you need to ensure that within your business plan, you have stated how much funding you're hoping to gain, as well as what you want this funding for. If you found this video helpful, then like this video. Also subscribe to our channel to get business education videos. Thank you for watching this video.
నేను మెల్లగా ఎలాగోలా బతికేటానికి రాలేదు.